I'm Sandy Schreck, and today we're going to create a holiday vase design centerpiece. So you can see I'm using the lower profile roly-poly vase in the ruby color. And what we're going to do is start off with forming that stem grid pattern so that we can create a lower profile design. And you can see to start off with, what I'm doing is putting my base foliage in, coming one over another, and this forms that base of that stem grid. So they're X's that cross over, and that'll become our base. Then we're going to put a couple textural elements in deep. Sometimes people throw in hydrangeas, but because this is a holiday design, I want to use a little bit longer lasting element. So I'm coming in with this green trick dianthus that just really pulls people into the design. Like, what is that? And they want to touch it. And then we're going to come in with some of the holiday foliage. So here I have a little bit of cedar, and I'm just coming in and following that similar pattern and bringing it in across. So I go across the top of the first grid that I did and keep going back and forth. And you want to have this be a lower profile, but so you can see once I start coming in, by the time you put the stuff up in the middle, it all stands up because you got a great grid pattern going. Then we're going to start with our outside rim too on our flowers. Again, coming back with a little bit longer lasting flowers. I've got a magenta carn here that brings in that deep, rich color. So in contrast to the ruby, I'm coming in and adding a little bit of jewels to it. And so you can see just coming in, and then we have the blueberry rose that's a similar color tone. I'm going to come in with that right up into our focal area, and you can see that that stem grid is working when I put this flower in, and it stays right in place. I didn't have to add the labor of taping up the vase, and so I'm just to be able to utilize this container and create a great composition. So there you can see how we have our roses in. We're going to come back, add some of the spray roses in at the end. Okay. Then I've got some hypericum that brings in a little bit different textural element, kind of like the little shiny balls that we're going to add in. So it brings that round texture into the vase design. And then add a little bit of length on the side. That's where we see that they're extending out a little bit more, and using some of this stock in the magenta is going to, you see, elongate that design and give that more of a centerpiece style. And then I'm going to come in with my spray roses on the three corners and kind of create a triangular pattern coming back and forth within the design. And that's a visual pathway that the customer recognizes. So if you put some of those geometric shapes within your composition, it helps to have the eye move throughout the design. And then just adding a little bit of the Douglas in for another texture, making sure to remove all the foliage that's going down into the water. So there you can see I put a tip in there, and then I've got the cut part, and so I can bring that down in. You see by the time I put it into the vase, that cut edge disappears. And so we can bring those down to the side. On here, now as I'm putting these last insertions in, going all the way across. And so this is really helping to kind of lock that stem grid in place. So if you come with something with a strong green at the end, you can really have it puncture through and then be able to add that element. Then just add some shine. So we've just got a couple of the value millimeter balls here. I just added them onto a wood pick, but you can see how we bring those in kind of a triangle pattern too, to just add that depth within the composition. So this is our rich holiday centerpiece. You can see the glimmer and shine from it. And I hope you'll take these textures and these fabulous colors and make something special for your customers.